Anyway, we're figuring it out.
But Oliver, do you have us?
I've got audio. Everything's good.
Oh, okay, because what I'm looking at is just the stalls.
I know, because you'd have to click on it.
Oh, now I'm on a commercial.
No.
Hold on, it'll skip.
Hold on, everyone.
Okay, we're good.
Okay. It's there. It's definitely there.
All right, so yes, we did have a couple of technical issues earlier today, but
We're off.
Huh. This is being today. We're back on. It's just
we're just gonna power through,
Yeah,
okay?
we're
I mean,
gonna
it seems to be skipping off and on, but we're just gonna power through with this. So,
Maybe it's just the lights.
oh, maybe.
I think this is no good.
Well, the lights are off.
I know, but the camera's on and the mics are working, so I just have to keep restarting the
Okay,
cameras.
okay.
Your phone was making, like, I could hear the podcast.
Oh. So anyway, we want to talk about a few different things today that, well, first of all, I think we should address the fact that your foot is broken. You can't see her. You can't,
well, no, you can't
see it.
but I
But
feel like maybe with that,
It's
broken.
down there, so it's not broken. Go ahead and tell everybody what happened.
I had a little issue Friday evening. We're back.
Go ahead and tell them what happened.
I ran into the door. I just ran into the door, broke my toe, dislocated it, had to go to the hospital. But I'm here, and it's on the up and up.
It was rough. They had to.
It's still it's a little spotty.
So you're in a boot.
Yeah, I'm in a boot. I've got my knee scooter, which is amazing. I definitely should.
Yeah.
We should definitely bring it into the barn.
The scooter.
Yeah, it would spook.
Oh
all
my
babies.
gosh, they would all panic.
Yeah, they would
You can't
panic.
do it in here, honey.
Or the crutches.
That would scare him
be
too.
epic.
That would scare him too.
So now I'm, a little useless for a couple weeks. Maybe I'm hoping,
Well, you go to the doctor on Tuesday, so we'll see what he says.
Yeah.
How long you have to stay in the boot,
Yeah.
but apparently, toes are important. They're important for your balance,
Oh
and
my gosh. I
even though it's your pinky toe,
Yeah,
like just
no,
the
it's-
little baby of the bunch.
Detrimental.
Huh?
Detrimental.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So.
So we have
I
that
broke
going
it,
on.
But it's fine. We'll. Now I have to be chauffeured around everywhere.
Yep. And guess who's the chauffeur?
My mom.
So, all right, let's talk about something that we put on our story. So, for those of you who are watching us, if you don't follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you won't see our story. And our story, for those that may not know, is you put these little pieces of information that may not be enough to make a full post about. They're just fun stuff. So a lot of times I share just stuff about what's going on inside the house. A lot of Franklin hopping around, a lot of Franklin doing this,
Dogs.
a lot of dogs, that stuff that's inside.
And like minor information.
Minor information. But a lot of times that minor information is important information that we just don't make a full post about. So one of the things that we recently posted about was our candles. And the reason that we have an issue with our candles right now is that, like everything else in the world, costs are going up. And we're not insular to that. So our costs are going up. And we're trying to figure out how can we keep those costs down so that we can sell everything at a what we think is always a very fair price.
Same price that we have now.
So because we offer, look at Ted watching us like like he's our only in-studio audience. Oh, Ted, you're such a good boy
Sometimes.
in so many ways. Oh, hi,
Yeah.
teddy bear. So what we're trying to do is we currently have 9 candles that we have 9 different faces, 9 different horses, 7 horses, including Franklin and Handsome, on the labels, and they're adorable. They each have their own fragrance. So we're trying to consolidate that down, and we put a survey online saying Martha will always be offered. That's not, she's untouchable. But everyone else, do you want Booker or Baker, Teddy or
Yeah,
Eleanor?
but they were bad pairings.
They were bad pairings. I mean, nobody can make those decisions. And people were messaging me left and right. They're like, I can't choose. And we get it. So we are working on that. And I think we have a couple of options that we're going to soon be ready to announce that we can do for our candles that will make everybody happy. So that's one thing I wanted to just put out there. The other thing I would...
But I will say, we still have, well, I was going to say, we still have a fair amount of candles, but we are out of Handsome, Franklin.
I think we're out of Milton.
Almost. I think we're out of
Eleanor, Chloe's gone.
But we still have candles right now.
We do.
Yeah.
It just depends. We're fully stocked with Martha. We just remade
When
a bunch of hers.
You know, move forward.
Yeah,
our
going
candles,
forward.
We're going to,
Yeah.
you know.
So, okay, so there's that. The other thing is tours. Of course, we talked about that last week. They're in full swing as far as availability goes, booking online. It's much more streamlined. It's really been working out very well. So one question that I get is, are you open now for spring breaks? And the answer is no, we're not open yet. And I know we're missing out on spring breaks, but you guys, the weather is still very unpredictable here in St. Louis. Yes, we have very beautiful weather right now.
Yesterday was beautiful. It was like 60 something, and
Yeah.
Friday was like 25.
Snowing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally, Saturday the temperature was like 16 degrees in the morning. So, you know, it's very unpredictable whether or not we're going to have decent weather. And it's just not comfortable to be here in the barn watching the presentation. You know, if the ponies are out, it's cold and so we're not open right now, but we are very much busy booking all of our tours, both public tours and private tours. The public tours, I've mentioned, April is full. The May and June, which are the only other two that we have available right now, each have about 10 spots left. So those are almost full. So that's still a good 2 and 3 months away, and those are almost full. Private tours are booking left and right, so that is always an option. And you can book a private tour for a single person, up to however many. So we also have large groups that come here. We have special events.
I would say, you know, for people, like, I think we have an option for 20 plus.
Yeah.
On the thing.
We do.
But I feel like if it's a group of 20 or more,
Yeah.
that they should probably contact you, because that's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
And it could be for like a special like group or organization or something.
But for the most part, people do send me an email anyway, so that's okay. But you know, that is one thing that companies have come here. They've made us a kind of a fun highlight event for their employees to come, and we make it very fun when they're here. So special events are really fun for large groups, especially.
Marilyn says I sound muffled. I don't know how to fix it.
Come closer to your mic, I think.
Okay,
Yeah, you're a little far. Okay, so one other thing that I think we need to talk about is this actual format of how we are coming to people. So the way that we have always had a way to be in touch with all of our followers, the fans, everybody that loves our horses, is we have done a paddock walk around where we literally just walk around the paddock and we are with the ponies and we talk. And
But to clarify, that's Instagram Live and Facebook Live.
yes. And we have our reading with the horses, which is another thing. What, Oliver?
We're getting a lot of comments.
Okay. Reading with the horses is something that you guys, Belle seems to think that I'm the only one that likes reading with the horses.
No, I didn't say that. I said there's a handful of people that like it, but the majority of people who tune in want to see the horses. They want to see
Well, we have a horse with us when we read with them.
No, I understand, but like if there's activity going on in the background, I mean, like I said, there's a handful of people that like to just watch whatever you do.
Mm-hmm.
But the reading with the horses started as kids aren't in school.
Right.
I'm gonna read a book
During the
so
pandemic.
They can, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's turned into like I think you enjoy reading books.
I do.
Okay, which is fine. But I don't think like it needs to be as scheduled as you want it to be versus just a regular Instagram or Facebook Live.
It doesn't have to be as scheduled. I'm fine with it being flexible. I really am.
I know, but then you're gonna be like, we have to go do it.
Because, honey, you just don't like to have anything on a calendar written
No,
down.
I don't mind doing an Instagram Live or a Facebook Live. I prefer the Facebook Lives because, like, I know the people. Well, I don't know them,
Martha.
but, like, whatever. Anyway.
So I think we need to hear from you. Reading with the horses. Do you guys like it? Do you want it? Oliver, I see a sign. It says 33 seconds to power off.
Don't worry about that.
Okay. So I think we need to hear from everybody about reading with the
I know, but
horses.
I think you need to put it on your.
I'll put it on the story.
Yeah.
Okay, the other thing, so walking around the paddock, the reading with the horses, and our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So our podcast, when we did it last, was always videotaped, and then we just put it out on.
Spotify.
We put it on Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube. You could watch it on YouTube and whatnot. So I'm not sure, A, that we need to do it live, although I do see it where we have a bunch of comments there we'll have to go through.
Well,
I'm not
It's actually we have two Debbies, or Deborah Lajeski.
Yeah.
And Debbie. I don't really recognize her.
doesn't matter.
But they break their pinky toes as well.
So I think we need to figure out, do we need to do this live? Okay. Do you guys like it live? Is there a benefit to it? And do you want it? Okay. I mean, because a lot of what we talk about, we could be talking about out there in the paddocks
Right.
and walking around with the horses and, to use a bad phrase, killing two birds with one stone. So I think we need to hear what works. What is the best way to do things? What do you guys want? I'll throw that up on our story too.
Yeah.
So you can let us know.
And I think, if people go back and watch the podcast, I do think they enjoy it. But the thing about doing it live is the interaction.
Yeah.
And the big thing is, we have so much interaction on Facebook and Instagram. So.
And we do. We love the interaction. We love, hearing from you guys, and we love, kind of feeling like we're all just friends sitting around chit-chatting, talking, and pulling up a chair together. And that's what we enjoy. And on that note, I want to remind everyone that everything that we do, you can always find it somewhere. You can find it either on our Instagram page, you can find it on Facebook, you can find it on YouTube. YouTube has a plethora of videos that are unique. They're not on our Instagram. They're not on Facebook. They are. They're also things that we started during the pandemic. We're like, okay, what else can we do to quote unquote entertain people? And that was going through and stall by stall. The story of each one of those horses and where we got them and what their background was. And then we branched into all of the animals in the house. We talked about how we name our horses. We talk about the regular chores during there's a ton.
Yeah.
There's so much good content on YouTube. So I remind everyone of that, because if you subscribe and like our videos, that just helps in this whole crazy world of algorithms and keeping us relevant. And you can tell or give a copy of our link to a friend who is maybe going through health issues. Maybe they're still feeling like they want to quarantine in their house. whatever it is. If they want good, positive, uplifting information, videos that's going to bring them a smile, occasionally a tear, but a lot of hope and inspiration, give them our YouTube page, and let them just watch story after story. They will be occupied for hours. I think our barn tour is on there, and it's literally an hour long. We're like, we're not going to make it that long, and it was an hour. So anyway, so that is good information to know. Yeah. Okay. So we are going to keep it to half an hour. That's what everyone was saying was a good amount of time. I don't know how long. I don't have my glasses. Huh?
1:49.
Oh yeah. So we're going to, just finish it up with this one topic, which I think is relevant to people who are new to getting a miniature horse. Okay. And we all know they're out there, and some people do their research and they understand what they're getting, and a lot of people don't do their research and they don't know what they're getting. But there's two things that you and I have both been involved with. Now, this is with a person who has horse knowledge, I would say. And so, it's just stuff that we want you to know as far as keeping your new horse nice and healthy and happy, and you guys getting off onto the right foot. So one is that we are getting into the springtime. Our weather is like a roller coaster still. So Wednesday it's supposed to be 70 degrees, and then it's going to drop back down into the 50s, I think, on Friday. And it's, we have these cool nights still that are
with all of the shifts in weather come also thunderstorms.
Yeah.
Which are a whole thing as
Yep.
well.
So one thing that I just want to caution everyone is that we're really getting close to the horses wanting to shed a lot.
I'm sure they're already shedding.
They are.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in with Tansy last night and just scratching on her back, the amount of hair that I took off from her, it is ridiculous. So I just want to say caution you about keeping that hair on them for a while. And waiting until you are really sure that your region of wherever you live is out of the danger of cold weather and risking your horse being cold at night, especially if you're
not going to put a blanket on.
If you're not going to put a blanket on, and if you're going to clip them, they're going to be cold. So, like, we don't clip ours until June.
Yeah, pretty much. Because it's unpredictable, and the
It
nights
is.
can still get,
Yeah,
cold
so we'll start brushing them, because otherwise, I mean, you just can't help it. Once, I would say in the next 3 weeks or so, they'll really be losing their hair, and you just have to, kind of just start getting it off. Quite honestly, that loose hair, if you do it outside, just let it fly in the wind. It's great nesting space for birds. As we saw this morning, that crow coming to get all kinds of good stuff. Okay, so that's one thing. Don't be too antsy to clip your pony. The other thing is, if you are getting a new mini, and this would actually go for any horse. So first of all, you want to make sure you're quarantining that horse for at least 30 days. There's all kinds of health issues that can come up or be hidden. We would certainly recommend that you get your horse checked within 24 hours of getting it, bringing it home by your vet. Also, not all vets are equipped to deal with miniature horses. They don't have the right
equipment.
The right pieces of equipment that are, best sized for a mini. And, I mean, honestly, this is gross, but if they have to do a rectal exam on a mini, you don't want a big man doing that. Hopefully there's a female that's going to be with a smaller hand and arm that can help you with that. So you really have to do your research on getting an appropriate vet.
Or if you already have a vet, talk to them before.
Yeah.
Say, I'm going to get a mini. And
Yep.
Maybe they can.
They're dosed
refer you to
differently.
someone. Yeah.
They're just a different beast there with the full size horses. So we would want you to quarantine, get your vet in to check them, quarantine, and then if you're introducing your horse to another, maybe Annie, if you're introducing your horse to another, there's a process. Okay, it's not just you know, Bambi meet Teddy, and boom, they're going to get along. It's not that. Horses have to get to know each other, and you have to let them have this opportunity of getting to know each other gradually. You can't force a friendship, and so you know, think about turning them out in a paddock with a fence line dividing them so they can see each other over a fence line. Think about, you know, just a real slow process. Grazing them together. Ours are kept two in a stall. There's no way we can just plop one in there and say, I hope for the best. You can't do that. So unless like Stanley and Mr. Chocolate, even those two, we had them play in the paddock together for a week before we put them in a stall. But so if you have one stall and you're putting two minis in there, what we do is we have this very easy fence that we unfold, and we will put some eye hooks into the wall, and we will attach the fence and divide the stall.
It's like a garden fence that we picked up
we
from
got at Lowe's.
Yeah.
And we divide the stall in half, and that allows them to safely see each other, be around each other, squeal if they're going to, whatever they're going to do, but not get to each other. We did that with Eleanor before we put her in with Banks and Molly.
We did that with Banks and Molly.
We did it with Banks and Molly. We did it with
Just
we didn't do it with Banks with Chocolate and no, but we did the outside paddock with them.
yeah.
So that's another thing, is that don't expect that you're going to just bring this guy home and
First sight.
plop him in and it's all going to work
Like,
well.
we did that with Milton and Molly. We were like, oh, they're two donkeys.
Oh my
they
gosh.
Can get along. And
It-
Milton
yeah.
made the most horrific sound we've ever heard in our lives.
I don't even know what it was to this day.
I don't either. And he scared himself.
He
so
scared
bad.
us too.
He scared us. He scared Molly. The whole barn came crashing down.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, they're not going to be friends.
That's not gonna
That was
work.
the end of
And
Milton
and it's never really worked. Like they're still very off with each other.
but it
Milton loves Molly. Molly's always kicking at him.
Yeah.
They can
But I
coexist if
just
they're eating
don't
grass.
Understand how they both know they're donkeys. That's what I don't get. How do they know?
Honey,
How do the dogs know that they're dogs and that the horses are? I just don't.
see it?
No. How do the horses? How do the dwarfs not know that they're dogs?
That's a question that I'm not sure they do know.
Well, maybe they do think they're dogs, but it just
Yeah.
how Milton and Molly know that they're donkeys.
Yeah, they gravitate.
Around. It
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
All right, so that's it. So it's a slow process, you guys. Don't expect it to happen overnight. Don't get frustrated, and certainly don't think I'm getting rid of this thing because they're not getting
Just
along.
takes time.
It takes time. It takes time, and they'll
now
get there.
all of our, I mean, like when we got Chocolate and Chloe put together, they were separated, and they were like, Chloe's so mean, Mr. Chocolate's so mean, everybody's so mean, and then they became inseparable.
Mm-hmm.
So it just takes time.
Yeah, even when we had M in with Lucy as a baby, remember?
They were separated.
They were separated
But
by
I
a
feel
fence.
like
That
was,
shouldn't have happened.
weaning her as well.
I don't know.
Um,
Anyway, so just take some time on that, you guys. Don't get frustrated. Don't get impatient.
Do you remember how protective M was over Lucy?
It was her baby.
Oh my god, that
Well,
was
she acted like it was her
insane.
baby.
That was insane.
Okay. What do we have any questions or
No.
what are they? What's all those comments?
About my toe.
Oh, about your toe. Well, Belle's fine, you guys.
There was a poll and people do like the live streams.
Oh, you did a poll? Oh, apparently we have a poll.
We have got a poll. Do you want weekly live streams or more videos?
Okay. Well, then, if you like the live streams, we'll do the live streams. But do they want the live streams, Oliver, like this or in the paddock?
Facebook Live.
In the
All right,
paddock?
How about everybody respond in the comments if you want to. Do you prefer the podcast or would you prefer
Because the
a live-
podcast is just you and I talking.
right, or a live stream in the paddock on
Yeah.
Facebook or Instagram?
Mhm.
Because
What?
I prefer Facebook.
Well, you prefer Facebook because you like to see people's names. You can also see people's names on YouTube.
Well,
And people can always say their name on Instagram. That doesn't matter. The only
I know, but
reason
the
we stopped
Instagram
doing
one gets so
Instagram
many-
lives,
That's so much spam.
yeah, is we got started
know.
to get a lot of spam.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, so that can be a.
you can put it in the comments. You know
but
which
you can
which
also
one.
Put it on Instagram.
I will.
On your story.
I will. But a lot, like I said, a lot of people who are already on on YouTube
No, I understand.
don't follow us
I
on
know.
Instagram and Facebook. So, okay, where are we? Half hour?
Yeah.
We
right,
good?
right.
You want anything else to say?
No. Oh.
Is there anything you guys want us to talk about while we're here? Because
Well, the problem is that like it's a little delayed.
Is it?
So what they're hearing, like they're just now saying in the paddocks. Marilyn Edwards said both.
okay,
We got her cards today.
huh?
We got her
Oh,
cards
we
today.
did. We got cards today from you, Marilyn. So thank you so much. I will bring Julian's down to him. So he's got his birthday card. Oh, who was that? Bambi. All right, you guys. Then I think we're going to
2
wrap it up.
o'clock on the dot.
Yeah, 2:00.
Yeah.
So that was good. We kept it to half an hour, and we will not be doing this next week. Okay? We cannot do. We can't do it next week. Although I'm not sure about Wednesday
I mean, we could do a.
or Thursday. I'll have to look at the calendar. I just
we
know.
can do
I don't remember.
a Facebook or an Instagram live.
Actually, I think Wednesday we've got something booked that we're going to do. So, what?
We
What?
have something booked on Wednesday.
Yeah?
The way you said we have something booked on Wednesday, we're gonna do. Like I wasn't. You know,
Like we're going to do this. Like I think we're
privy to
doing
that
this.
Information.
But I think I have to. Anyway, we'll look at our calendar. I think I just scheduled an appointment that is going to interfere. So I'll look at my calendar. At any rate, you guys, these
to go.
changes of when, we're not going to be in town, Belle's horse showing or whatnot, then you have to see our stories in order to know what the change is going to be. We are working very hard to try to bring these to you on Monday and or Wednesday. Some interaction on either of those days because the barn is closed on those days. No tours, so that frees us up. Yeah, it's easy. It frees us up. So that's it.
Except for I can't drive, so that's great.
That's it.
We've got
Alright.
a number of comments and questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, people want to know how Booker is, but that's more of like a.
That's a big. That's much longer than right now. We will be on next week, whether it's.
Here or out there.
Yeah, we will give you. I promise a full update on Booker Baby. Yep. Any others? Can you see? I don't have my glasses on.
Paddocks, Booker. Have you stopped TikTok?
No, but Belle. I mean, Belle is just
All right, everybody.
not
How did
doing
Belle
it.
do at the show? The show was great. Down in Venice.
Oh, I think
show
you
was
did great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're going.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Hmm.
And someone says they love the podcast.
Great. Okay, well, that's all fun to hear. Good to hear. So we are going to sign off and let you guys get on with the rest of your day. And thank you so much for joining us. So again, if you would just remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remember to turn on notifications so you'll always get a notification if we pop on and you don't know it. And it's easy to share our link with your family and friends. And again, we are a family-friendly barn here. You will not hear bad language. You will not hear questionable commentary ever. So if you've got a son or daughter who is just starting out in riding and they want to watch and be around the ponies and hear what we're saying, we say welcome, because we are all about bringing them in and letting them hang out with us too. So that is it. We will see you next week. What day that will be, I don't know. But thank you so much for joining us. We love you. Bye-bye.